Hello YouTube, it is your boy, B3, back with another kicking graphic novel review. I'm actually recovering from minor surgery on my foot, so I haven't been able to really go anywhere or do anything, which gives me a lot of time to catch up on some trades, because I have literal stacks of trades over there. There's two piles that are read but haven't reviewed and need to reread for reviews, and then there are two piles just as big, about like this big, that are to be read. I'm so far behind. But, yeah. Today we're actually doing Super Sons of Tomorrow, which was a crossover event between three titles, two of which I was keeping up with pretty well, one of which not so much. I'll read you the back real quick. To save the future. Jonathan Kent isn't a Teen Titan. He's just a kid and one of the most powerful beings on the planet. But what if he has the potential to hurt people without even meaning to? That's exactly what Tim Drake says will happen. But this isn't the Tim Drake of today. This is the Batman of tomorrow, and he's traveled through time to kill Superboy. He tells the Teen Titans that if he succeeds, he will save the millions of people, the millions of people whom Superboy will kill in the future. I got that right on the first take, but we're doing the second take because people keep calling me. The Teen Titans have split in half over how to handle Superboy and don't know whether to trust him or Drake. So Superboy's closest friend, Damian Wayne, the current Robin and leader of the Teen Titans, has joined John on the run from Drake and from his own team. Now Earth's most powerful teenagers are fighting against each other, with one angry Kryptonian father caught in the middle. If the Teen Titans aren't careful, they just might cause the very catastrophe that Tim Drake traveled back in time to prevent. Writers Peter J. Tomasi, huge fan, and Patrick Gleason team up with all-star artists including Jorge Jimenez, Ed Benz, Tyler Kirkham, and Ryan Benjamin for an epic crossover between Super Sons, Superman, and Teen Titans, featuring the return of some familiar faces to the DC universe. I was keeping up with Super Sons and Superman pretty well, just because I liked Jonathan Kent so much. I had to read Super Sons, or the first Super Sons run, anyways. I haven't started the second one, and I also Peter J. Tomasi Superman, gorgeous. I absolutely love that run. Magnificent. Haven't been keeping up with these rebirth-ish Teen Titans too much. I read Volume 1, but I don't think I read Volume 2, but I did read the Super Sons where they teamed up with the Teen Titans. So yeah. But this is actually a pretty cool book. You know, you can see him fighting Tim Drake Batman on there. Eventually he switches his personas because there's an explosion and his Batman costume gets wrecked, so he uses... oh, there goes my kitty! So he uses proto-suits in the Teen Titans Tower to create a costume for his new persona, Savior. So yeah, Tim Drake starts off by trying to take Batman and Superman out of the equation. Because Batman is after Tim, or will be after him as soon as he hears he's operating. And Superman, of course, will do everything he can to protect his son, so he has to take them out of the picture. So he just knocks Bruce the fuck out. Actually shoots Bruce, which is pretty wild. And he traps Superman in this, like, red kryptonite capsule. Just wrecks both their homes. Well, Superman's fortress, Batman's home. Pretty wild stuff. And Tim actually did a pretty damn good job of taking them out. I like this kind of alternate future anti-hero Tim Drake. I still prefer my homeboy, the regular Tim Drake, even though he has a stupid fucking persona now. Just Drake? You're just gonna go by your last name? Come on, dude. That's stupid. But yeah. So, Jonathan Kent, Superboy, helps out the Teen Titans real quick. They take him back to the tower, etc. Tim Drake attacks. There's a bit of an explosion because it turns out if Jonathan Kent gets a little too emotional, he solar flares. But his solar flare is a little bit different because he's half human. So it's triggered by emotion. The ones aren't as big as his father's, but that also might have to do with youth. And he seems to be weaker afterwards, but not entirely powerless. So he can maybe regulate them a little bit better or something. I don't know. But there are also the Titans of the Future, a future Flash, Superman, and Wonder Woman, who are all trying to go back to get Tim Drake, Batman. Anyways, Damian takes Jonathan on the run. That way they can get away from the Titans, because he's pretty sure the Titans are gonna team up with Drake. And half of them do, because Tim Drake uses his connection with Raven to show everybody his future, where an adult Damian, Superboy, and Tim Drake, or I guess there were two Batmans, because there was a Tim Drake Batman and a Damian Wayne Batman, and got into some kind of altercation, and it seems like Jonathan Kent Superboy, while trying to stop Damian from doing something, kind of accidentally solar flared and destroyed the entirety of Metropolis in his future. So Metropolis is gone, millions of people dead. Blame Superboy. So half the Titans team up with Damian and Superboy, and the other half team up with Tim Drake. But they say, we'll only help you, Drake, if you promise to, like, contain and neutralize him, like depower him, not kill him. And Drake reluctantly agreed. Eventually they all end up back at the Fortress of Solitude for a big final fight. Superman joins in on the fight. Batman's not there. He's still knocked the fuck out. But seems like John is going to solar flare again because of his emotions. And then Tim Drake, now going by Savior, kind of returns to the time stream and takes the solar flare energy with him so that no one is harmed. So he kind of does this noble sacrifice thing to kind of redeem himself, because he was inspired by Superman to be better. And I thought the inspiration by Superman, I mean, that's the whole point of Superman. He inspires. He inspires me every day. But it seemed like he just flipped like a coin. Like, I would have liked it maybe if it was more gradual. Like, if this event... I think this crossover would have been better if it was a little bit longer, to be completely honest. I think it should have maybe been just a tiny bit longer. And maybe while Tim Drake was running around with the Titans, they would have maybe pushed him towards the light a little more, and then seeing Superman in action would have pushed him further. But it seemed like he just saw Superman and boom, he decided to be a good guy. Didn't seem super genuine to me. But then he became trapped in the time stream, but felt like he did save everybody and was happy with that fate. Raven was pretty torn up about it. She might be juicing a little for Drake, I don't know. But, not bad. So Super Sons of Tomorrow is a fun little crossover. It's not like a big, super important event or anything. It seems like the title that might have been most affected is Teen Titans, because it didn't really seem to affect the Superman title or anything terribly much. But the Teen Titans are kind of divided a little bit now. But once again, I'm not really keeping up with Teen Titans. I wasn't super impressed by Volume 1. Well, I mean, I didn't dislike it. I have through gaining Aqualad, and that's all. But I did enjoy this crossover. The art is great, Now, I'm very familiar with many of the names that worked on this book. They have great art. The art changes sometimes because they're different books being drawn by different people. But it's okay. It's all good art. There's no bad art in this book at all. The colors are great. I really like bright comic books. This is a pretty bright comic. And I was just happy to see the Tim Drake Batman again. I love Tim Drake as a character, even if it's alternate future anti-hero. So that's it. Thank you all once again for your support. What should I'm itchy. What should I read next time, huh? I got more DC. I got Marvel, and I also got some. I got some third-party stuff sitting right here too. Any non-DC Marvel stuff. I got some Ultraman. I got some Spider-Man. I got some. I got the Scott Snyder's Witches. I got some Godzilla stuff. I got a lot of stuff. So that's it. Thank you all once again for your support. And I'll see you all next time.